This is Mr. Smith. I'm going to show you a few things with your Chromebook. Try to help you out for a second. So on your top right, you got a bunch of different little extensions. So like you have on the little box here, Google Apps. You can click there. You have access to all the Google Apps along here. So you can look for on Maps, YouTube, Hangouts, Google Forms. You got Groups, Calendar, Classroom. That's an important one. And you got your email and docs. So if we open up a doc, then you can go and make up a blank one. You have all your list of your different things. So make up a new document. It's important that you don't have 1,000 called untitled documents. So you can put in like example or project. You can type that in there, and you can always go and like get that arrow. You can click on that so it has the headings that you can have in there. But anyways, that's fine. So now, as you see, I have a bar going across the top here, and this is Google Read and Write. So with Google Read and Write, it's this purple puzzle piece. So that's pushed to your accounts by the technicians. So everybody should have that on there. So when you click on that, you can hide it, you can open it up, you can use it on different websites, on like Wikipedia or something. You can have things read to you. So the other day, okay, so I wrote a sentence here. So I could highlight the sentence and then I could hit the play button.
Du ATD welcome my Dubai deliver. Du ATD welcome my Dubai deliver.
Wow, so that didn't make much sense, right? Because I have mine in French. So if you go to the top right, there's a little dot. So that's what Google does all the time, is put little dots. So you change the language. So I French Canadian Amélie. So I can put it to an English person. So you can put in, U.S. English at Ava. And then, so the voice is going to now be English. But if I hit play again.
The other day I walked my dogs by the river. The other day I walked.
But the one thing is, if you use the predictor here, to the top left there's a crystal ball, so it's predicting the future. And you put the cursor on something, then as you can see, these don't look right because I want dogs. So now I got D-O, so it's phonetic, so as it sounds out. So I got
dunk, doit, doubt.
So right now there's something wrong. So it's in French still. So I go back to options, and so language is here. So we change the language features to English. So now I'll close it and open it back up. And you know if you're in English because they have this check it spell check feature, or grammar check even, where they'll check your grammar. So that's one thing that they don't have in French yet. I'm sure Google will put it out real quick though. Wouldn't be surprised. So if we go and click on the little crystal ball, then it's going to give you now in English. And if you put the cursor over top, and then it'll say the words, and it'll change depending where the cursor is. So now it's changed from was, which would be a common word that people use, and then now it's walked. So now I got walked. So
walk.
If I click on it, then it puts it walked. In. And then so that's how you could write it. You could also put it in by holding Control and 1 or something like that. It's I think that's how your Chromebook will do it. Control and 1 or Control and the number. Control B, Control 3, B right, back. And once you're done the sentence and you hit period and space, then you can go and hit play.
Be right back.
And it'll read it to you. And you hear, like, is that what I meant? You also have some excellent features here where if there's ever like a picture, then you can make this box around it, and then it'll kind of try to figure out if there's letters inside the picture. So that's the screenshot reader. The first time you use it...
The other day walked my dogs by the river. Be right back. Vertical bar.
So you can pause it, you can hit stop, you can close it too. So then the other feature, like if you have difficulty focusing while you're reading, then you can use this to mask the other distractions and just go along while you're reading a book on your computer. And whenever something is selected, there's a line underneath it saying that that's what you have featured. So you got to click on it to deactivate it. So like now you also have the visual dictionary here, the picture dictionary. So it shows pictures of dogs, which are cute. And then a picture like a day. So I guess that's day. Maybe other. Might be a tricky one. There you go. Other. I don't know what they'll do for the. Yeah. Oh, apparently that's the. And then you can always click on that. Get the sound. They also have a normal dictionary. Just like on the alphabetically you search for it, but this way you don't have to look through a book. So then they'll have the, and so they define it. So they'll say the walked. It could be a noun. It could be a verb. It could be verb because everything's about context. And then the other really nice feature is that the headphones here is where you can talk to your computer. Period. Next line. And you click on this and it'll listen to you, so you can see that it's listening. It really depends how well you enunciate. This is a nice thing to do at home, period. But obviously, you will need to go through and edit your work, period. And it is a different skill than just typing and writing. If you go, you can change it to different languages, so you can do this in French class, which is what I do in my French classes. And so you can go on spelling. So if you have dyslexia or something like that, where sounding out words is really difficult, then this is the type of program that really helps you. And if you don't like seeing it, you can move it around, drag it around, you can hit X and close it. The other nice thing you can do is you can highlight. You have these really cool highlighters where you can highlight words. So you're like, this is important, so it's purple. This is the meaning to the story that I'm going to write a response to, so that's green. And this is my example of why it's the meaning, so it's going to be blue. And this is a metaphor. I'm just giving random examples of like a response. So if you're doing this for your response, so then you can use the collect highlights feature and click on that, collect it by color, and it creates a document for you with just those sentences. So you need to use your school account to do it because the school board's paying for it. And then you always hit allow access for it to be able to like open up a document and put a document into your drive. So now you can change highlights to response, example, skills or something. I don't know. Anyway, so it says where it came from, so it has a link in there. It says what email, who made it, and then it's ordered these things. So it'll order all of the yellow ones together, all the blue ones together, and that kind of thing. So the other thing you can do, so if you don't like these highlights, you can also erase them with the broom there. And you can, if there's a chemistry, science class or something, or some kind of history even where you have vocabulary you need to study, you need to know, then you can use the vocabulary feature. So you highlight individual words. Like if your teacher's like, oh, this is on the test, you need to know this, or in English, a lot of subjects actually. You click on these things, go through them, and then you hit vocabulary, and it creates a document. So you can try these things out with your teachers during your academic block, and then you can try these features out, and it would be a wonderful tool for you to learn to use throughout your schooling. So then when you have this vocabulary list, they give you the word, then they have the meaning to it, then they have a symbol, but then the nice thing is in the box you can write down what your teacher tells you. Like, this is going to be on the test, this is the word, and you can study these words. So this is a studying skill that you can use to prepare for tests, exams, it can kind of help your memory, and that kind of thing. So I hope that helped you with Google Read and Write. So if I go back to options, and go over to language, go to French, change the language speaker to being a French speaker. So French Canadian Amélie again. And then I change it and I put in something like, let's say, chien. So obviously I'm obsessed with my dogs, right? So I can see the picture dictionary. So, let's see here. Oh. Well, anyways, we can move on there. We can go and put in like bateau, and am I not getting any? Oh, it's not French Canadian language. Oh, that's what it is. So that's not a mistake you can make easily. Oh, hopefully, hopefully you don't make that mistake. But here, it's just the language in the menu, which is kind of funny that I accidentally changed it there. What you need to change is the features. So in the features, you go to French, and as you can see, that's why there's an error there. So like Chien here, now when I go to the dictionary, it's loading the dictionary, and then here, Chien, it says it's a noun, so that's what the N means, and it's a feminine noun. So now you know that you would write la or un chien because it's a feminine dog. And then bateau. So if I go and look that up, well, you can go in. Well, what is that? You can see pictures, so you're like, oh, it's a boat. And you can listen to the word.
Bateau.
And then here you can see it's noun, it's masculine. So you know that the bateau is a masculine word. So then you're like, well, it's the